a case in Michigan where a mother has now been found effectively guilty for the crime of her son.
This is pretty groundbreaking, this one. And I think, I've talked about mass shootings on this show many times. And this is, I think, a function of Americans just having had it and feeling completely powerless to stop these things. And in this case, look, it was always, when I was in law school back in 1995, I graduated from law school, there was a bar exam question on, it's called the negligent supervision doctrine. If a parent gives a child keys to a car and that child's only 13 years old and the kid kills somebody, can the parent be held liable? Well, yes, because normally we don't come after parents for negligently supervising their children. But if you give them what's called a dangerous instrumentality, and you as a parent should know better, you can be held responsible. This is kind of an extension of that same principle. They're arguing that these parents, knowing that their son wasn't, they alleged, and the jury just accepted, wasn't doing well mentally, was struggling, was potentially suicidal, even potentially homicidal, rather than getting him the mental health help he needed, gave him a gun. They bought him a gun for his birthday, and 4 days later, he committed this mass shooting. The morning of the shooting, they called the parents to the school to say he's done these very disturbing drawings, showing a gun, talking about how he can't take it anymore, showing blood. I mean, it didn't take an expert to see this kid's in like serious trouble and could be potentially a threat. And the parents kind of laughed it off and said, well, we don't want to take him home. We have to go back to work. So they left him at the school. Now, the school says the reason we didn't insist he go home is we did not know he had just been bought a gun by his parents, that his parents had just purchased him one. So they had more information than we did. But the mother was having an affair. They're alleging she wasn't paying attention to the kid. She was much more concerned about herself. She was very giggly about the fact that he'd been caught with this drawing, saying, hey, just don't get caught. And, kids were killed. 4 kids were killed. Many others were hurt. And so for the first time that I know of, a jury has now said the mother is criminally responsible. They found her liable or guilty of involuntary manslaughter. And the dad goes on trial next.